So why does software have bugs? Right? Every application has bugs. What is the reason for that? And the first reason is a miscommunication or no communication. So once you project is confirmed and you're talking with the business analyst or a product owner, and you have to talk every day or at least 2 or 3 days or weekly once, uh, better to communicate with them on what is your understanding, how you are developing, and you just talk to them, and if you have any queries, and talk to them. If you're not talking and you are developing your own way, and this is going to be a bigger problem. Communication is not there, and miscommunication, you are not communicating properly, and no communication at all. This leads to a bug in the application. And then software complexity, second one. And we are developing a bigger applications, very complex applications. We're going to use latest technologies, and that technologies expertise is not there in your company, or that expertise persons are not there in the team. Then obviously it is not possible to develop such kind of application. You should have a no experienced person, so that we can effectively develop and give it with the quality. But if you don't have a proper experienced persons, obviously it leads to bugs in the application. If you're developing a complex application means, and you are using some new technologies on that application, and you should have a expertise on those technologies. If you don't have and you are giving training and then experimenting means, that's not going to work out. That's the software complexity mean. And programming errors. So programmers, like anyone else, can make mistakes, right? Everyone can make mistakes. So that mistakes cause the issues in the application. And third one, changing requirements, whether the documented or undocumented. So the end user may not understand the effects of changes, or may understand the request them away, redesign, rescheduling of engineers, effects on other projects, work already completed that may have to redone or throw out, and hardware requirements that may be affected. But all these requirements are keep on changing. If requirements are keep on changing, what will happen? Today he has given one requirement. After 2 days he will come and he is changing the same requirement. And both development and testing will get conflict with this new requirement again. And which one has to develop, which one has to, because he already started working on the old thing. Again, you're asking one more time to change that requirement means, suppose they missed that new requirement, that modification of the requirement, they missed it. Then it creates a bugs in the application because he updated the latest requirement, but we forget to implement that. Then it leads to bugs in the application. That changing requirements also always creates a lot of problems. Time pressures. Time pressures means scheduling of software projects is difficult at best, and lot of no pressures are there, deadlines are there, and very short deadlines are there, obviously, and we'll make mistakes. Everybody, in the developers, and we also make mistakes. The hurry, and you cannot finish the testing properly. That's a time pressures. That is a time pressures are there, and it leads to bugs in the application. And ego feelings. So people prefer to say that no problem, I'll do it very quickly. It's a piece of cake for me. I can whip that out in a few minutes or a few hours. I can finish it up in a few hours. That's what the meaning of that. And it should be easy to update that old code. And all this they will bombard like that. So it's not big deal for me. I can finish it quickly. But all these words just for words only. Once you start working, and you'll face a lot of problems. So Instead of that, adds a lot of complexity and we could end up making a lot of mistakes. Once you start, it will be very complex and we will end up that with a lot of bugs. That's one thing. Instead of that, saying no problem, instead of saying no problem, you start it first immediately. We have no idea if we can do that. We'll wing it. I cannot estimate how long it will take until I take a close look at it. We cannot figure out what that old spaghetti code did in the first place. So all these problems you will face once you start working on that. If there are too many unrealistic or no problems, then result in bugs. And this is all the reasons might cause ego, feeling space, and your attitude is there. Attitude and not started work, and you will start very lazily later. That will create a lot of problem in the application. You get bugs. Poorly documented code. It's tough to maintain and modify code that is badly written or poorly documented. The result is bugs. So we cannot maintain and modify the code that is badly written or poorly documented code, and you cannot maintain that. So that will cause the bugs. In many organizations, management provides no incentive for programmers to document their code or write clear, understandable, or maintainable code. In fact, it's usually the opposite. They get points mostly for quickly turning out code, and there is a job security if nobody else can understand it. So if it is a hard to write, it should be hard to read also. So that kind of poorly documented code means you're not following the coding guidelines. The developers are not following the coding guidelines of every company has some coding guidelines, how to write the code. Some guidelines will be there. If the developer is not following that coding guidelines, and you leave, that guy left the company, and new guy come and he won't understand anything because he is not following any guidelines, any instructions, how to write the code, and then it results a lot of bugs. Then software development tools. What is software development tools means? Some visual tools, class libraries, compilers, scripting tools often introduce their own bugs or poorly documented, result in bugs in the application. So software development tools means we don't know how to use those tools. We don't know how to use those tools, and we are new to that tools and we are using now. Then what will happen? The software development tools will be new to you, and while using them you'll make a mistakes. You'll make a mistakes. So such kind of mistakes are there, and bugs will come automatically. That's all these reasons might cause problems in the software. What are the reasons for bugs in the application? Miscommunication or no communication between the developers and business analyst, or tester and development team, or tester and business analyst. No communication is there. Obviously, we'll make mistakes, and that leads for bugs. That's the first point. Second point, software complexity. And you're developing a application with the new technologies and complex applications you're developing. If expertise people are not there, it leads for bugs. And another one, programming errors. Everybody make mistakes, right? Even developers Also humans will make mistakes. So that makes mistakes cause the bugs in the application. So that is the another thing. And changing requirements. Changing requirements means and today they have given one requirement, and after 1 day or 2 days after they will come and they will change the same requirement. If you're not tracking that old requirement and new requirement, if you're not tracking and new requirement, you will forget that. If you're not tracking, nobody written on the document or nobody written somewhere, and we'll forget it, then that will result in bugs, and continuous changing of the requirements also a problem. And time pressures. Time pressures means tight deadlines are there for releasing the product. And because of the tight deadlines, developers and testers will make mistakes. Developers will make mistakes. That mistakes will cause the bugs in the application. So that the tight deadlines also, time pressures also will create a bugs in the application. Next one is ego feelings. Ego feelings means basically tester or a developer will say, I can finish this in a few hours. It won't take much time for me, no problem at all. All this kind of words will create a lot of bugs in the application. Instead of start working immediately, and they will do all these points and they are not going to work at all. They're not going to start the work at all. Such kind of issues, such kind of ego feelings will create a problem in the application and will create a bugs in the. So that is what this. And also poorly documented code. Poorly documented code means it is tough to maintain and modify the code that is badly written or poorly documented coding guidelines. You're not following at all a coding guidelines, and you're writing your own way code, and that code will create a lot of bugs in the application. That's why you have to follow the coding guidelines, indentation, and then writing the comments, using the optimized code, reusing the code, avoiding the duplicate code. All these things will create a bugs in the application if you're not doing proper. And then software development tools. Some tools you are using in your project, and you are not aware of that tools before you haven't used that. You don't know how to use that. And now you are using newly. And while using newly and you don't have experience, and you will make mistakes. That mistakes will create a bugs in the application. So these are all the reasons for bugs in the application.
No,
So first,
sir. No, sir.
okay. So next topic is, what is the difference between testing, quality assurance, and quality control? Quality assurance, quality control, and testing. So that's what we are going to see this. So let's see this, what is the difference. But first understand, so what is mean by this testing, what is quality control and quality assurance. Testing is often confused with the process of quality control and quality assurance. Testing can find faults. When they are removed, software quality is improved. Quality control is the process of inspections, walkthroughs, and reviews. Walkthroughs and reviews, inspections. What is quality assurance? Quality assurance involves in monitoring and improving the entire process. Make sure that every agreed upon standards and procedures are followed by everyone, and ensuring that problems are found and dealt with them. So you are going to find the problems, ensure that all problems are found and dealt with them. So you are going to deal with them. That's the quality assurance means. In simple way, testing is a quality control, and quality control means like inspections, walkthroughs, and reviews. That's a quality control. And we'll understand what is inspections, what is walkthroughs and reviews we'll discuss in the next topic. So the definition of quality assurance is it involves in monitoring and improving the SDLC process, make sure that any agreed upon standards and procedures are followed, and ensuring that problems are found and dealt with. And testing is a quality control, and quality assurance is to quality control and to test the product. Quality control is to test the product and test the process to deliver the quality of product. So quality assurance is the testing the process. Quality control is to test the product or a project. Product or project, you will test it. But quality assurance tests the process. That's a quality assurance and quality control difference. Quality assurance is a preventive in nature. Quality control is a detective in nature. Preventive means once the problem occurs in anywhere, in any department, and they will make sure that that issue is not going to reoccur again. So that's why it's a preventive in nature. Once you get the bug, it will be so not going to repeat. It will not going to repeat. And detective quality control is a detective in nature, means you are finding the defects. That's why detective in nature. Quality assurance helps establish the process in the company. For example, you don't have any process in the company, so quality assurance will establish the process. And quality control relates to specific product or service. Quality control is belongs to particular product or particular project or particular service. Quality assurance sets up measurement programs to evaluate the process. Every department will be evaluated by the quality assurance team. In the company, there are many departments like testing department, development, purchase department, HR department, admin department, operations, admin department, security. All these are different network team. So there's so many departments will be there. How do you know each department is following the process or not? And these quality assurance people will set up a measurement programs every 15 days or 1 month. They will conduct audits. Auditing will happen. Internal auditors will be there. That's our quality assurance people. They will audit. So they will audit and check each and every team is following the process or not. That's a quality assurance. And quality control means verifies if specific attributes are there or not in the product or service. Specific attributes means specific elements, so specific text is present in the page or not. You can check. It's, just verifies that particular things are present in the page or not. And quality assurance identifies the weaknesses in the process and improves them. So quality assurance identifies the weaknesses in the process and try to improve that. Weaknesses will be removed and they will try to improve the process. And quality control identifies for correcting the defects. Quality control identify the defects for correcting them. And quality assurance is management responsibility, and quality control is responsibility of individual team member. You are the tester, so you are responsible for quality control, like inspections, review, and actual testing also. And quality control is responsibility of team or worker. Individual team member is responsible for this in quality control. So let's see here. So the purpose of quality assurance is setting up adequate processes, introducing the standards of quality to prevent the errors and flaws in the product. That's our quality assurance. And why do you need quality control? Make sure that the product corresponds to the requirements and specifications before it is released. We'll just check where it is. So having all the requirements or not. all the specifications are present in the application or not. That's a quality control. So testing, detecting and solving software errors and flaws. That is called software testing. And quality assurance mainly focus on the process. Quality control mainly focus on the product as a whole, and testing. So basically, source code and design will be tested. That's the focus will be on these areas. And quality control, quality assurance is a preventive in nature. Quality control is verification in nature. And testing is a detection. You'll detect the bugs. You'll find the defect. That's a quality testing. Testing means. And who will be the quality assurance people? The team, including the stakeholders, will be the quality assurance people. And quality control is the testing team. And testing can be done in the testers and the developers. So that's a testing. So this quality assurance, quality control and testing. Throughout the process, this quality assurance will be done. And before the release, quality control will be done. And testing, all the test stays along with the development process. You can use testing. So these are all the different points of the difference between quality assurance and quality control. Any queries?
No, sir.
Yeah, fine. So mainly we have seen, why does software have bugs? First question. Second question is, what is difference between
What?
quality assurance,
Mm,
quality control and testing? Right? So
yes.
difference we are going to find out. Now, what is mean by verification and validation? What is mean by verification and validation? Verification typically involves reviews, meetings to evaluate the documents, plans, code, requirements, and specifications. That is called verification. This can be done with checklist, issue list, walkthroughs, and inspection meetings. You can do this verification. Verification mainly focus on the
Reviews
question. It
meeting.
focuses on
Mm,
the question. Is the deliverable built according to the specification or not? Is the deliverable, that means released product, which are the product you are releasing, which are the new feature you are releasing, that is the deliverable built. Built means designed according to the specifications, according to the customer expectation or not. That's what you are going to verify in the verification process. So verification is concerned with evaluating our product, component or system to determine whether it meets the requirement set or not. Meets the requirement set. So what are the different verification processes we have? Like we have reviews, inspections, and walkthrough. Reviews, walkthrough, and inspections, you can say. Reviews means what? Relooking into the documents. So reviews are many types. Peer-to-peer review, peer-to-manager, technical reviews. So these are the different types of reviews are there. Peer-to-peer means you have written a test case, your manager will review. Peer-to-manager, and you can ask your manager to review. Technical reviews means the development team or business analyst or product manager or someone will review your document and make sure that get the approval from those people. If they are approving means tomorrow if you test also good. So tomorrow if you test also, it will be good, right? That's the this reviews means. Then what is walkthrough? Reviews, what are all the things you can review? Test case document, remember these points. What you can review? Test case document review, mostly we will do this. And the documents, test plan document, requirement document, and then we can do this reviews you can do on the requirement document also. Test plan document, test case document, you can ask to review all of them, whether they are correct or not. You can check in this reviews process. So what is walkthrough? A walkthrough is an informal meeting for evaluation or informational purpose. Little or no preparation is usually required. You don't need any preparation for this walkthrough. Just walk through the person and ask for some information. That's it. That is called walkthrough. Walkthrough means just walk to the any person. You need some info from him. Just go and talk to them and then get the information. You can ask code walkthroughs, and you can ask to verify that walkthroughs are available or not. And code walkthrough is an example, and that's one of the best example, code walkthrough. So what is an inspection? Inspection means inspection is more formalized than this walkthrough. Typically 3 to 8 people will be involved in the inspection: reader, recorder, and taker notes. These are the 3 people will be available. The subject of the inspection is typically a document such as requirement specification or latest plan, and the purpose is to find problems and see what is missing, but not to fix anything. This they will find out the what is missing in the documents. Then they will look into that and solve that issues. That's a verification processes. What are the verification processes? Reviews,
Walkthroughs and inspections.
walkthroughs, and inspections. These are the 3 types of verification processes. And next, what is validation? So validation is concerned with evaluating a work product or component or system to determine whether it is meeting the user needs and requirements or not. So validation focuses on a question: is the deliverable fit for purpose, or does it provide a solution to the problem? Right, that's the validation means. So validation focus on the question: is the deliverable fit for purpose? Right, that's a validation means. So is the deliverable fit for purpose? Right, that's a validation means. Validation comes after verification only. Validation is the actual testing. You are going to do some action on the web page element. That's a validation means. Both verification and validation. Verification one side parallelly, and validation is other side. You can do whatever. That's a verification and validation. Validation typically involves the actual testing and takes place after verifications are completed. That's the verification and validation means. So what is software quality? What is software quality? Software quality is a bug-free, delivered on time and within budget, meets requirements and our specifications, and is maintainable or not. You can check it. That's a quality means. However, quality is obviously a subject term. It will depend on the whole the customer in the. So quality is very, very important. So to check that it should be bug free, and you need to deliver on time within budget, and it should meet a customer requirements and expectations, and should be maintainable all the code. That's the software quality means. So what is verification and validation? The verification process includes checking documents, design, code, and program. That's a verification means. And validation is, it is a dynamic mechanism of testing and validating the actual product. So you are developing a product, it should be easy to have a dynamic mechanism of testing and validating the actual product. That's a first point. So verification doesn't involve executing a code, and it always involves executing the code in validation. It always involves in executing the code. So verification uses methods like reviews, walkthroughs, inspections, and desktop checking. And you can see it uses methods like black box testing, white box testing, and gray box testing. So that's a few points. And another one is verification uses methods like reviews, walkthroughs, and inspections and task checking. And it doesn't have involved executing the code, right? So that's a verification and validation. If it finds the bugs early in the development life cycle, it can find defects that the verification starts out. So that's this verification and validation. And the target is application and software architecture specifications, complete design, high level and database design will be available in the verification. In the validation, target is actual product, and you can do that. You can do the validation. Actual testing will take place. Actual testing will take place. So that's a team does verification, make sure that the software is as per the requirement document. And with the involvement of testing team, validation is executed on software code. That's the difference between verification and validation. So verification comes after validation, and validation comes after verification. So that's the all the points we need. So what are all the points we discussed? Why does software have bugs? First topic, subtopic. Second topic, we have discussed the second point what we discussed. So next we have seen the difference between quality assurance, quality control, and testing. These three differences we have seen. And next after we have seen verification and validation. Verification means all the verifying the objects are features are present in the application or not. That's a verification. And validation means you're doing actual testing. That's a validation. So verification mainly focus on the question, is the deliverable built according to the specification or not? Inspections, right? Walkthroughs and inspections. So reviews we have done, reviews we are going to do, and verification means reviews, walkthroughs, and inspections. So reviews means re-looking into the document, and you can download and you can modify this documents. So next one is quality control, quality assurance, and testing. So quality assurance is preventive in nature, quality control is detective in nature, and quality assurance establishes the process, and quality control relates to specific product or service. Specific product or service. And quality assurance sets up the measurement programs to evaluate the process. And so quality control verifies the specific attributes are there or not in product or service. So identifies the weaknesses in the process and improves them. Identifies for correcting the defects. And it's a assurance is management responsibility, and quality control is actual tester responsibility. And then we have seen verification and validation. This is a verification definition. Verification typically involves reviews and meetings to evaluate the documents. So what you can evaluate, what you can verify? The documents, requirement document, test plan document, project plan document, coding, requirement, and all other specifications will be verified in the verification. And the question you will get here is, verification is concerned with evaluating a work product, component, or system to determine whether it meets the requirements or not. That's our verification. So verification typically focus on, is the deliverable built according to the specification or not. That's what so there are different verification process, reviews, walkthroughs, and inspections. And reviews means relooking into the document, and reviews are many types: peer-to-peer review, peer-to-manager, and technical review. So walkthrough means, so it's an informal meeting for evaluation or informational purpose. Little or no preparation is required for this walkthrough. An inspection means, an inspection is more formalized than walkthrough. Typically, 3 to 8 people will be involved in this meeting, Scrum meeting, and they will have one reader, recorder, and taking notes. So all those will be there. That's so another thing, walk inspections. And validation is concerned with evaluating our product, component, or system to determine whether it meets the user needs and requirements or not. So validation focuses on the question, is the deliverable built or fit according to the specification or not. That's what the verification and validation.